All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Healthy Living event sponsored by the Juice Plus Company. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Carol Turnbow. I'm a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus Company. I'm also a CrossFit coach. I'm a CrossFit Masters athlete, but my passion is actually nutrition and teaching people that food really does heal. Tonight, you'll be hearing from myself and some of my teammates. We've all joined the mission to inspire healthy living around the world. I'm going to start by introducing our products. Our product line is simple and is going to remain simple because it's food. It's food that our body needs on a daily basis. It's simple because Juice Plus has figured out how to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. So what we have here is what we call the core four. So the core four is your fruits, your vegetables, your berries, and a full spectrum of omegas. Our products are 100% plant-based all the way down to the capsule. The capsule is made out of tapioca starch. It's better than organic, non-GMO, picked at the peak of ripeness with an NSF seal of approval. And what that means is that what's on the label is actually in the product. So if you look at our label, this is a nutrition label number 1. And the ingredients in this nutrition label is raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry. So what's listed on the label are the berries. This is the berry blend. Fruits in the fruit blend, vegetables in the vegetable blend. So you're getting 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries, and a full spectrum of omegas for less than a cup of coffee a day. Amazing. So we also have complete protein powder. We have complete bars, and we have a hydroponic growing system where you can grow your vegetables in your house. You can grow them on your deck. You can buy lights. It's just an amazing system. So you have to check out our tower gardens. So the reason that I personally fell in love with Juice Plus was that nutrition label that I was just bragging about. So I'm a label reader. I love to walk through the grocery store. I'm the one that stands in the middle of the aisle, turning everything around and reading the labels because I like to make sure that I'm putting good things in my body. So when I was introduced to Juice Plus, that's the first thing I did was I turned it around and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not a supplement. This is food in a capsule. So that was really amazing to me. I love that. I'm also a juicer. Like I love making juice and, buying the vegetables but I just wasn't consistent. I love the taste of juice. I love how juice makes me feel, but I wasn't able to consistently drink juice every day, the quantity that I needed in order to make a difference in my body. So that's one thing I really noticed a difference with Juice Plus. I've been on it for 2 years now, and just that consistency has made a huge difference. And then last but not least, it just fills the gap between what I need to eat every day and what I actually put in my body. So as an athlete, I should be having 14, 16 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And I'll just tell you right now, that's not happening. So I'm guaranteed to get that with my Juice Plus. So things that I really noticed when I started taking the product, that was my muscle soreness was so much better. Like I had some junk going on in my knee and it just disappeared. I don't feel it anymore. My recovery time was a lot faster. I spent a few hours a day in the gym. And so I was able to consistently, day after day, spend that time in the gym. And I was sleeping so much better and I had a lot more energy. So there's so many reasons why I take Juice Plus, and I'll never stop taking the products. I'll take them forever. So not only does this company have amazing products, but we partnered with a company that has a very generous compensation plan. So for $50, I get the benefit of working with this company, not for this company. So the company ships the product. It collects the money. It allows me the freedom to do what I want to do with this virtual franchise. I get to choose what I get to do. So I can use it to receive a discount on my product. I can use it as a little bit of a side income, or I can use it to make it my only source of income. So when I first started doing the business with Juice Plus a couple of years ago, I used it as a side to many other things that I was doing. I had a very full schedule. I was getting up at 4:45. I was going to the gym and training. I was clocking in at the chiropractor's office by 8 a.m., working on my lunch hour. I would personal train or meet with nutrition clients, working again for the afternoon shift. After that, I'd head into the gym and coach or train full days. but I just started to weave Juice Plus into my life, into everything that I was doing. I soaked up all the information. I showed up on Monday night for the phone calls. I showed up on Thursday night for the phone calls. And within 14 months, I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job. And so that was really huge for me. Like, I get to spend my days now doing what I want to do, which are spending time in the gym because I love it. I coach CrossFit because I love it. I get to spend time with my family. I have a grandbaby that I can take anytime mom or dad need me. And so I just love spreading health and wealth to the masses. And so it's like a dream come true. I love this. So I'm going to share the mic tonight with a couple of other people. We have Katie Earl on the line, and she's going to share her story with us tonight. Hi, Katie. Welcome.
Hi, Carol. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. I see some familiar faces and some I've never met. So my name is Katie Earl. I currently live in the Orlando area, and I'm so grateful that we were spared from Dorian. It was a little crazy watching that come through, and prayers for anyone in the Bahamas or that's been affected by it. Juice Plus came into my life at a time where my daughter really needed it the most. She is now 7 years old. She was 2 years old at the time, and I was running a self-publishing business, a book business from home at the time, and just wanted a couple days a week to get some things done. And I thought, just 2 days a week, putting my daughter in school, allowing her to interact would give me some time and would be beneficial for her. And that first day, she came home vomiting. And so I was like, okay, here we go. I wasn't naive to think she wouldn't get sick in that environment, but I was really not prepared for how excessive it was. We found ourselves in the pediatrics office just about every month. I was having to give her breathing treatments. She had pneumonia, pink eye, hand, foot, mouth, you name it. She was contracting it. And here I was a proud mama that did a drug-free birth. I had an amazing birth, and I felt like no sooner I put her in school, I was pumping her with all these antibiotics and Tylenol and Motrin, and I just felt so guilty. Add on top of that, she was a very picky eater. So raise your hand if you got any kids. Raise your hand if you got any picky eaters. Okay, that's a lot of us. And I was so frustrated and many times felt like I was failing her. But I was doing the best I could. And it was around that time that a friend introduced the chewables to me and said, you know what, we've been taking this in our family for years and it's helped so much. I don't know if it'll help you or not, but it might be worth a try. And after looking at it further, I realized it's just whole foods. It's just fruits, vegetables, and berries. I knew she wasn't getting much of that. In fact, I knew I wasn't getting much of that. And so I thought, what the heck, I would give it a try. And within 2 weeks, I noticed her palate was changing. She was no longer picking the peas and carrots out of the rice. I would ask her what she'd want for breakfast, and she'd request broccoli. So I'd happily steam her some broccoli and serve it up. And so, I was just happy noticing those changes. But I pulled her out of school to give her body a chance to kind of balance the immune system. I was grateful I had that option. There's so many working families that don't have that option, but I did. And I knew the test would be when I put her back in school. So I waited about 4 months and I put her back in school. And geez, that was 5 years ago. And we've been to the pediatrics office one time in that 5 years for a sick visit. And I'm just so, so grateful. So what happened naturally is I started just sharing with my friends and family, and we'd be at swim class and dance class and modeling and just everywhere I was in life. And I would be hearing other, parents, mostly moms, because that's who I tend to be around a lot of the times, complaining of sick kids or picky eaters. And I just offered them the same thing my friend offered me, is maybe a possible solution. And I just accidentally built this business. I was doing it in the stolen moments of my day. And again, I had another business I was working from home, but I really didn't notice the importance of this $50 investment that I had made until about 4 years in, when my husband at the time said marriage was not for him. I was like, okay. Here I was with a now 5-year-old daughter who I was looking at and remembering that I too was 5 when my parents divorced. But the difference was that I refused to allow that to be the same direction that that I lived. My mom worked so hard, multiple jobs, to provide for my brother and I, but she missed out. She missed out on our basketball and his wrestling and all the things we were involved in. And I saw that flash before my eyes, and I said, no way, I'm not doing that. And I get a little choked up even talking about that, because I did not want that for her. And I knew the difference was I was going to have to get intentional with what I was casually doing and just decide to help more people, because I knew that my paycheck would be a reflection of the lives I was able to help. And so that's exactly what I did. I just started thinking about more people, and I would get out there and share with those I know that were looking for something, whether they were looking for extra income, whether they were looking for better health. And I discovered that I was making new friendships, and I was, forcing myself out of my comfort zone to talk to people I would probably not talk to. And so that was really cool. Another thing that I realized in doing this was all the friendships that you acquire through this business. We refer to people as sideline buddies. Maybe they're not directly in my organization, but I meet them at conferences and at live events and things that go on, and you just really get to connect with a lot more people. And the support I received when I was going through my divorce really helped lift me. This business has been a personal development course for sure, and I know with no doubt it has allowed me to be prepared for when I got that news that life was about to really take a turn. So I'm so grateful that it helped our health. That's where the need started from. I had no idea what else it would turn into. But let's face it, life throws us all sorts of curveballs, but it's always better, I think, to be prepared for what we can control. So thank you for the opportunity to share. I'm so grateful. And on to Manon, I think, right?
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Katie. We love your story. So next we're going to move on to Manon. She's going to share her story with us tonight.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute honor and privilege to be here. I love looking out at all these faces all over the world and the country, and I just smile. Oh my goodness, look at you all. Anyway, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Manon Baze, and I have been with the Juice Plus company for quite a while now. And a little bit about me. My background, I have a master's in medicine, and I worked in the ER and OBGYN hospital-based medicine for years. And I loved what I did. I love helping people. I love working in a team and a community. And every night I went home knowing that I had helped somebody, and it really felt really good. It was very gratifying and satisfying. And I felt really blessed to be in where I was. But then the things I didn't really love about my job, though, was that I had to choose which 2 weekends I was going to work every month, and whether I was going to work Christmas or New Year's. Have any of you ever had to make a choice in life and put your work over your personal life and your family? Have any of you ever had to do that? Can I see some hands?
Yeah.
And that was really hard for me, and I kind of swallowed the pill every month. But then when I had a little girl and I became a mom, my whole life shifted and my perspective shifted. And I really, I didn't want to choose Christmas or New Year's anymore. I knew I had a strong work ethic, and I wanted to, and I was coachable, and I really wanted to work hard. And then I realized, you know what, there has to be a better way. The other thing too for me is that working in medicine for years, I had hit a glass ceiling. I was at the top of my pay structure, and there really was nowhere else for me to go. And so it was a little frustrating year over year to get good reviews and then get no pay raise because there was no more money to go around, because in emergency medicine, we were seeing more patients, but the payments were flat, and because of uninsured. So when I first heard about this business opportunity in this product, first of all, the product just instantly made sense to me. I mean, how many of you know that fruits and vegetables are good for you?
Mm-hmm. Everybody.
Oh, phew, okay, I'm with the right group of people. That's good. Anyway, and so it just instantly made sense to me. I've been an athlete my whole life, and I always understood the connection of performing well and good nutrition and recovery. And that just made sense to me. And so I also, like Carol, I really love to juice and all those things, but it was really hard to do it on a consistent and regular basis. And then when I saw Juice Plus and I understood the technology behind it, it instantly made sense to me. I was like, wow, gosh, I wish I thought of that. So I started taking it. It just made sense to me. And then I started feeling really good. I wasn't really feeling bad, but then I noticed that my recovery was doing, my recovery from working out was much improved. I was having less muscle soreness. I noticed my skin clear up, and my fingernails and my hair started growing like crazy, and my energy overall, and I started sleeping well. And I had a brand new little baby at home. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, what's going on here? And so fast forward 10 years here, my daughter has been on the product for 10 years. And I'm happy to say that she has never missed a day of school for being sick, ever. And that speaks volumes to me. We take healthy days off in our home. So for me, just going back into the business part, it made sense. So I naturally started sharing it, and I understood the science and all of that just because of my scientific, I have a master's in medicine, geeky brain, but you don't have to understand the science to understand fruits and vegetables are good for you, right? So I naturally started sharing it with everybody that I cared about. And then I noticed all the changes in the people that I really cared about. I've helped so many people go off medicines and this and that, and less office visits. And I never claim that it can do anything, but I like to look at the bigger picture of what if my body was given the proper tools to do the work it wants to do? Because the body wants to heal. It doesn't want to be in disease. It wants to be in abundance, and it wants to be healthy. And so when it's given the tools, it can do that. So it just naturally made sense to me. Oh, Juice Plus is tools for the body. Okay, got it. So anyway, I took on the business because, it just was something that made sense, and I knew I was going to share it, and the products made sense, and I just naturally started taking it. So I know it's something I'll do the rest of my life. The first time I went to conference, that's where I kind of opened up into a bigger picture, where I couldn't believe the community. It was really unbelievable. I felt like I was walking around and my jaw was on the ground. I was like, wow, these are happy, healthy people, and they're the real deal. This is so cool. It's like, I want some of that, and I want to be a part of that. And so I know I'll never leave it. I know that I found a home. I dug a little deeper into the company, and I was even more impressed. I mean, for me, it had the 5 big ahas. It's 100% debt-free. It's over 50 years old, same senior management since inception, in 26 countries, and a very simplistic and very important product line. And I talked to some of my friends who are in finance, and they're like, what company is that? I want to know more about that. I'm like, let me get right back to you on that. So anyway, I'm on a journey. I love the people. The community is amazing. I'd love you to just come and take a peek at what we're doing. I'm going to turn it back to the amazing Carol. Thank you so much for letting me share.
Thank you so much for sharing tonight. I appreciate it. Speaking of conference, we've got one coming up in October that everybody needs to be at. So it'll be my 5th one. I'm excited. I love conference. So on that note, we're going to pass the mic over to Jocelyn, who is going to share her story tonight.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Stevenson, and I'm a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company. I've been partnered with the company, I'd say a year now, and taking the product almost a year and a half this coming conference, which is really exciting. I was super skeptical about the product, and I really, didn't really read much into it at first, and I thought I was as healthy as I could be. And I kind of overlooked it for a couple weeks, which I wish I hadn't, but I did. And I actually logged onto one of these Zoom events, and Dr. Greg was speaking. He's a chiro actually out in California. And he had just mentioned that it was fruits and vegetables. I consulted with my mother, and she's like super healthy and all into that stuff since I was a kid. So I was like, Mom, like, what do you think about this? And she's like, it looks like you need it, and it's something I've been looking for. And so I started taking the product. 2 months in, my friends started commenting on my skin, my nails, and my hair. My skin started glowing like a much brighter glow, and I had been getting facials, spending tons of money on product that was terrible for my skin. And, I always feel like that's kind of like a Band-Aid, putting a Band-Aid on top of like what's the real problem of why you're breaking out and having different issues, right? Because everything comes out in your skin. So where I would never stop taking this product for the rest of my life is because I used to deal with really severe kidney infections, and I would end up in the hospital. I was dealing with them, I'd say, for about 6 years, and going to the hospital about every other month in the ER. And they would have to give me an IV with fluids and antibiotics because I couldn't keep down water. I was dry heaving. I felt like I had broken ribs, and it was the worst feeling and experience. And I don't know if anyone's ever experienced a kidney infection, but it does not feel good. And to have to deal with that like every other month was awful. And I was living in this gray area thinking I was healthy because the doctors were telling me that some women were prone to things happening to them like this. And I was like, wow, I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life. And my best friend at the time, she was getting them as well, if not worse. And so after 4 months of taking my Juice Plus consistently, I have been almost a year and a half kidney infection free, which is why I will never stop taking this stuff, because obviously my body needed something and it was missing a lot of nutrients because I haven't gotten any symptoms, no UTIs, nothing. And so it, like everyone's saying, it just does make sense. We don't get enough fruits and veggies every day. Like today, I've probably eaten like maybe 4, if that. And my Juice Plus literally saves my life sometimes. And so, yeah, my kidney infections. And then also I was about, I'd say 100, 105 pounds. And the shakes taste amazing. I went through all different kinds of vegan shakes and they were really gross. And I really have to like plug my nose and, drink my drink so that I could like get some nutrients in my body, but not with these. I've been able to work out and drink two to 3 shakes sometimes a day, depending on how I'm feeling. And I mean, I'm at 125 pounds at this point and it's been about a year. So I feel healthier than I was as a competitive gymnast, and I'll never stop taking this stuff because of how it made me feel. And so I think that's what brings me to the business part, because for me, it wasn't essentially financial because I had a decent job for a 26-year-old, and well, I was like 20 when I started, but I had a decent job and I was making good money, but I was realizing that I wasn't living my life for myself. I was living it for someone else. Like Manon was saying, like my best friend passed away right across the street from where I was working, and I couldn't even take maybe 3 days off. It was awful because my job was so demanding. And that's what really made me look at this business, because I was like, wow, I don't want to have to ask someone when I can take time off or feel obligated to run someone else's life when I feel like, my life's important, or go on hikes and go to the beach and do the things that I love and spend time with my family. Like 15-hour days traveling for 5-6 months out of the year, it really, months at a time, really took a toll on my own personal life. And I really felt like I had no control over it and was probably super depressed. And that's why I really was underweight. And I just was looking to get out of it. And I wanted to join Peace Corps. I wanted to do something that I could really help people. And I felt like when I started looking more at the business side of this, I was like, wow, what if I really make a difference in the world and share how this has helped me with other people? And the responses that you get in the text messages, I mean, along the way with people that you've helped and you just shared a story and it's a product, there's no good business without a good product. And it's been truly amazing for not only me, but my family is all on it. I mean, I've had family members come off depression medications, dealing with depression, friends who had cancer, and the list goes on. And it's so touching to be able to be a part of something like this, because I got to hire my mom. I get to choose who I want to work with. I get to be 26. And by the time I'm 30, I don't have to worry about going into a job that I don't want to go into just because I need to pay my bills. And so I'm super grateful for this opportunity. And, yeah, that's a little bit about me and my story. Thank you so much for letting me share, Earl, because I can go on forever.
I totally get it. Me too. That's why I was like, I got to make sure I share the time on here. So with that, we're going to invite our last speaker tonight is Josh Duhan. He's been with the company a bit longer than some of us. So Josh, go ahead and share what your story tonight, please.
Hello, Carol. Thank you. Yeah, we've got a good little crowd on here tonight. I guess tonight would not be the night to get nervous about public speaking. So yeah, Juice Plus has been in my life a long time now. It's one of those things that I think was a really natural fit for my family. We've got my mother on here tonight, my aunt, and all of the ladies in our family really have preached good nutrition, supported that for a long time. And so when Juice Plus came around, it made sense. It's like everybody said tonight, it was fruits and vegetables. My mother was insistent that we ate the best we could. And so everybody started eating this stuff. And now, I guess, Carol, it's been 25, 26 years. We've got something that I really feel like has given us all an edge. I mean, it's really not just me, it's everybody in my family. If I look across the board, man, we've all had a run of really good health. And, I don't know really what else to attribute that to, because, we see so many people to our left and right struggle with major disease and illness. And now that starts earlier and earlier in life, it seems, for most people. And so to look at my family and to see us for, 25 plus years now, my parents, no prescription medication, all just really healthy. I know this has given us a serious edge. Everybody tonight has explained what this is, how it works. I myself love how simple it is. So, it's been one of those things that's been a great business for us. And obviously for everybody on the line this evening, because of the simplicity of it. And I think that's why we're, still around today. Like Manon said, such a strong company. I think that's because we've had a really strong product. And so, I really think the next 30 years probably going to be better than the first 30 were, because of the strength of the company, the simplicity of the product. And, I think everybody who, if you were just starting today, this could really be the opportunity of a lifetime, just based on all the different aspects that our world is experiencing today. We're just challenged in a lot of areas. So I'm very thankful for this product, for the opportunity that Jay Martin has presented to all of us when I go out and go to work every day. You got something to go to work for. So thank you, Carol, for the time, and I'll turn it over back to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for sharing your story tonight. We are here every Thursday, same time. So when you watch this video, get back with the person who sent it to you, and we will see you guys all next week. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night.